Hi guys, I'm Andrew Patton and welcome to episode 3 of the Work to Live podcast. The Work to Live podcast is all about speaking with those who have made the choice to work to live and to not just simply live to work. In this episode, I speak with Justin Go, the owner and founder of Prisma Labs, a Canadian-based e-commerce business that sells vape pens and other marijuana paraphernalia. He started the business after losing his job working in sales for Lenovo and has managed to do over $140,000 in revenue in the last 12 months, all with no paid marketing. Let's find out how. Cool. So Justin, you used to work for Lenovo.
Lenovo Canada.
You said you got fired, and then now you've started your Prisma Labs. Can you talk about how you moved from working for Lenovo to doing what you do now?
Okay, so pretty much I was in sales for all of my previous jobs. Prior to Lenovo, I also worked at CDW, and they're like an IT distributor. And that's how I got hired at Lenovo, because I started selling a lot of Lenovo branded products. And then I built a relationship with Lenovo, so then I ended up moving over to Lenovo to do sales for them, for the federal government.
Yeah, okay. And what was it like growing up? Like, were you entrepreneurial as a younger guy?
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I always probably had that drive on the side to try to like also make some cash on the side. Like sometimes one of my friends, his dad owns some sort of an air purifying business, and then he was able to get a bunch of air purifiers for like wholesale prices, so I could get them for really cheap. So I would sell them on like Howard Forums, like Ideals, Craigslist, those type of forums. Yep. And I would like meet up with people to like sell them these air purifiers. So I noticed that like I was doing that with like a lot of different products like throughout my whole life. And I guess for what I'm doing now, like it kind of all makes sense, because like I've been doing all these sales in my previous jobs, and I think it's really the sales experience that gave me the tools to do what I'm able to do today.
Yeah, so can you tell us about how you market your business? Because like I think like you can't market like smoking products and stuff like that on Facebook and Google.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, so pretty much right now my website prismalabs.com. I just have my website. I use Instagram. I pretty much use all the social media. I have an Instagram account. I have a Twitter account with 30,000 followers. I use Tumblr. I have Pinterest, Etsy, Snapchat. So how I'm able to manage it all is that I automate everything. So I use this app called If This Then That.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure if you heard of that. So you're able to do like macros somehow, and you can do it. So if I post on my Instagram, then it will post something on Facebook, and then it will post something on Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest. So I noticed that getting a lot of followers is crucial in e-commerce nowadays, because I guess the more followers you have, it's followers equal some sort of reputation, I find.
I was going to say, it's not just like the product you're selling. You have to build a brand that people want to be associated with.
Yeah, exactly. That too. I'm also finding different types of ways to market my self now, being able to actually use Facebook and Instagram sponsored ads. So basically, I need to create a new website that deals with just the lifestyle version of the products that I sell, because I sell a lot of products from China, but I do a lot of clothing as well too. So I can pretty much promote the lifestyle brand with clothing and pretty much with the clothing line, and then if people go to that website, I can actually use Prisma Labs as the advertisement.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And with your Instagram, did you get shut down recently, or have your page taken down?
Yeah, so pretty much, yeah, that happened. I got my page taken down like a couple months ago. Um, I think when you sell this type of product, like that happens once in a while.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time it's people that are kind of jealous and they'll just, they'll do these complaints, and then the more complaints you get, I guess like you get these pages shut down. So you can bring them back up if you get people to like vouch for you and stuff. But
Okay.
I just decided to start a new account. It didn't really affect me that much. It's more of the content that you post.
Yeah.
It's as long as you I guess you post meaningful content or meaningful pictures, people recognize that. And when you get shout out by like I guess like more famous people on Instagram, then I guess your status doesn't really go away, even though like your account got disabled. Yeah, people still know who you are.
Yeah, yeah. And because you've done like over 200,000 in sales just through non-paid traffic, what channel have you found works best for you?
Mainly right now I have 3 eBay stores. So, I used to have 5 actually. So,
wow.
eBay right now is a huge factor in me generating my sales. So basically I'll post all my product onto different eBay stores. And then when they purchase my product, I can advertise my product, my website, Prisma Labs, and then that's how I can like direct them over to my site. And I found that that's pretty useful. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I've got an eBay store as well, and it definitely helps generate sales and just awareness. Just being on there helps a lot.
Exactly. I find that the feedback really matters. Like the more feedback you have, then once you get in like the thousands of like positive feedback, you can really sell anything because you're like the trusted you have a trusted reputation and you have like feedback to back you up. So I don't even really need to sell like smoking culture and electronic cigarette accessories and stuff like that anymore. I can actually branch off to other things now that just are popular in general.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I don't know if you do it as well. I like when people ask me a question on eBay, I say, don't buy from eBay. Go check out my site because eBay takes 10% off the top. So I'm like, just buy it straight through me and we don't have to do that.
Yeah, you can do that as well. It's pretty much, some people feel comfortable doing that. Some people don't. Yeah. So it's whatever, pretty much the customer feels comfortable with, then I'm okay with closing the deal that way. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, how is the space for you on eBay? Because there's a ton of vape pens and vape accessories and smoking accessories. How have you found it on eBay?
I think it's pretty good. I don't think I'm working hard enough. I think I can actually get more sales on eBay. Currently, I get like 15 sales a day, but last year I was getting 20 to 30 sales a day sometimes, even 40 sales. But it's eBay, they do stuff with their algorithm all the time, and they tell you certain keywords can be used and certain keywords can't be used. So I constantly have to call up eBay to find out what's allowed and what isn't, because selling like Tobacciana or like vaporizers and those type of accessories is like a tricky thing on eBay.
Yeah. I've considered it in Australia. Like, there's a lot of talk about legislation here as well. And it's the same thing. Like, you can't even buy any marijuana paraphernalia. Like, any products that are any way associated with it, you can't import.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's really tricky. Continue.
I was gonna say, even on Amazon. So Amazon doesn't allow the sales of any type of vaporizer or electronic cigarette, but they do allow the sales of like rolling papers and like rolling trays and stuff like that. So there are avenues to get onto Amazon too, and Amazon is probably bigger than eBay, if not. So there's a lot of opportunity everywhere, I find.
Yeah, certainly. With your rolling papers, did you work with raw rolling papers to to come up with your the rose gold rolling tray?
Oh no, so pretty much it's because I have a close relationship with Raw. Like I'm an authorized seller of Raw, and I guess so I guess this is like a tactic I use with social media to kind of be able to get these sought after products that not that many people can get. So pretty much when I had 10,000 followers on Instagram, I would constantly be taking a lot of pictures that were related to Raw rolling papers, and I would be tagging Raw because they would say that, you know, if you take good photos and you tag us, we may put your photos on their Instagram page. So Raw rolling papers actually has 1 million followers, and to get that type of exposure by if someone, I guess, shouts you out using their page, it actually gets a lot of activity on your website and stuff, because basically I buy quite a lot of Raw stuff through the distribution channel, and they always let me know whenever the limited quantities or the new stuff they have is on the market. So I'm able to somehow get that before a lot of other people. And because I buy them in such large quantities, like they come to me before they go to anyone else. So I'm able to get a huge stock of this. And then when I have it, what I'll do is I'll take like stage photographs with them, and I'll start posting on my Instagram page, and then I guess they like that, so then they'll repost it on their page. And once they repost on their page, like pretty much my stuff gets sold out in like a matter of hours. Like that's how I guess effective social media is through Instagram if you have a lot of followers.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Like there's so many opportunities to tag along onto someone else's Instagram stuff, and it seems to be a good free way to boost your product.
I think, like, you know, the more followers have, the more money you can make, because, you know, these celebrities out there, they got like 6 million followers, you know, 7, 10 million followers. If they tweet out, I mean, if they post a picture of any type of product, you know, and they're like, you know, can you help my friend out? You know, even if like 1% of those people help them out, like that person will become like a millionaire overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So you were working in marketing at Lenovo before this one?
No, I was actually in sales. I sold computers to the federal government.
Okay. Yeah. How does doing what you do now compare to selling computers to the government?
Okay, so it's pretty much like for me, the corporate life wasn't it. Like I'm not used to that 9 to 5. Well, I did it for a while to see what it was like, but you know, I guess once you do that for too long, it just gets too repetitive, and you know, that's not what I really want to do. So I guess me being fired was like a wake up call, because I kind of got lazy, even though I was still pretty good at sales. And it made me, I know, think about, you know, what I was really trying to do. Like, if I really want to work for somebody for the rest of my life, or like now that I find that I run this company, my hours are very flexible, but it's not to say that I'm working less. Like, I'm probably working even more hours now, but, being able to, do it on your own time, that's something that I do like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also rewarding too. Like being able to, like, you know, get all these sales at the end of the day, and
yeah. It's a lot easier to find motivation when it's your product, when it's your business, and you're like, if I have to wake up early, so be it, like, because it's your thing.
Yeah, and it's because, you know, if I don't, then after I'm not making any money, right? So it's like you kind of have to now. So once you get thrown into it and things start picking up, you know, like I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm already like for what I did for the past few years, I feel it was pretty successful. So it's only going to grow after this. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the future and stuff too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you describe how you got started with Prisma Labs? Like, what were the initial steps? What did you do to get it going?
So honestly, I really think it was mainly to do with my sales background, because the sales background and my account management skills, I've been doing that for like 7 years. So just knowing how to sell to people, and um, that was a portion of it. For me, going to China actually was another eye opener, because I went to this giant import and export festival. They have it 2 times a year, and it's in Guangzhou. It's like the mainland city. It's not in like Hong Kong, but pretty much they showcase everything that China manufactures and has to offer, and there is a ton of stuff. Like, they make everything. Like, when I went to these buildings, like, these were like humongous buildings, and they were like 6 floors, and they were just aisles and aisles of just different companies and what they do. Like, there was a whole section on just like textiles. There's a whole section on just jeans, clothing. Like, they make everything. Yeah, like, pretty much I took a chance on electronic cigarettes. So I started selling their batteries first, and that's what took off for me. But they really had like pretty much anything you could possibly think of. They sell it. So you could get in if you're into like import export, that type of thing. Like, yeah, that helped me a lot too, being able to go to China.
Did you have to take a translator for that, or did it work out okay?
Surprisingly, no. Like, people there, when you speak English, I guess English is an international language of business, kind of. Like, these people speak English. Like, I would have my iPhone around, and I would just show people pictures, and I would just tell them to point me in the directions on where to go and stuff. And I was able to manage. Like, I was there for a month. I was there for like half the month by myself. The other half I was with my girlfriend and my friend, but I was, I didn't get lost or anything, so I was surprised, yeah.
Wow. And did you know that you wanted e-cigarettes before you went there, or did you kind of stumble upon it while you were at the fair?
So I was like, I had to figure out something, otherwise I would have to start looking for another job again. Yeah. So I knew back in my head, like, that I did need to, think of something. So I was there looking for business, yeah, looking for opportunity.
Wow. Would you recommend that for someone else, I guess, looking to start a business? To
just
head to the fair and see how it goes?
Yeah, so it's called the Canton Fair, and it's a total international thing. Like, different people from all different, like, cultures go there. It's not only, like, Asian people. It's like anyone that has an interest to do with import and export, they'll pretty much have heard of that fair anyways, because it's so big in China, and yeah, it's huge. Like, I think, like, I don't know how many people. I would assume millions of people go there, because it happens 2 times a year, and it goes on for 3 months every time. Like, it goes once in the spring and once in the fall and once in the springtime.
Yep.
So it's massive. Yeah. I think I definitely recommend anyone who wants to get into like importing, exporting, or any type of entrepreneurial sales to definitely go there. Yeah.
Are there like enough new products that you think you could perhaps just stumble onto an awesome product and be like, this is perfect?
Yeah, so pretty much when you go there, you're actually looking to the future, because everything there is ahead of whatever you see in North America, and the rest of the world. Because so when I was actually in Asia, like, I saw all the those hoverboards and all that stuff way before it actually came here. So
wow.
you pretty much see what is going to be popular in like 3 years from now, because by the time everyone sets up all the deals, and like by the time all the distribution and the product gets shipped out, it takes a couple of years before that happens. And then we start seeing it in Canada, in North America and stuff. So it's interesting, because you get like a head start, because that's what's popular at that moment. And that hasn't even reached anywhere else in the world yet.
Wow, I'm really curious now, because I was looking at the Canton Fair, and I noticed flights from Australia to where it's at were like $500 or $600, which is pretty affordable.
Yeah, the ticket is only like $100, and you can go there. There's different phases though, so you got to go during, I guess, the phase that you're interested in.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely, that's somewhere you should go. Yeah,
that's
if you want to sell things, like if you want to import stuff, and it's a lot cheaper to get that stuff in Asia, because I guess of the labor is a lot cheaper there. So manufacturing is more expensive. Manufacturing, like in North America, is expensive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it is in Australia, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty costly too. So
Yeah, it's really winding down. They actually just closed the Ford factory here last week, so it's
it's
the
kind of
same.
sad. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
just one of those common like first world high wages. We can't afford to make stuff here.
yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I find that like now pretty much Asia, like even India for clothing, it's getting things are getting cheap there, and it's like there's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, it's cool. I guess with the vape pens in your products, because it's a small item, so you can ship it cheaply, which means you
Yes,
can import it cheaply. But
exactly.
you end up with really good margins.
Yeah, so that's what I really loved about starting off with doing this because there's all these size restrictions and weight restrictions. So I would just send it through Canada Post mail a lot of the time. So just because when I first started off, I had no feedback, nothing. No one would buy stuff from me. It would be very few at a time. So when I would ship them, shipping would be really costly. If I charged the shipping cost, then no one would buy from me at all because they would think I'm too expensive.
Yeah.
So I had to start off by shipping everything through the postage mail, through stamps first, to gain some feedback. Once I gained around 50 to 100 feedback, then I could start charging a little bit more shipping. And then now I can actually profit off shipping. It's crazy how this all happened within 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, did it start off slow for you, or was it like did it?
It actually didn't. Yeah, so it was funny. I tried it one time selling on eBay, but I guess the way I marketed my product, it wasn't what the people were looking for, so nobody bought anything at all. And then I gave up. And then it wasn't until like a couple months later I decided to give it a try again. And then I marketed it a bit differently. I started selling everything individually, and then that's when it started to take off.
Yeah, wow. Did you set your website up yourself, or did you have someone do that for you?
Yeah, no, I use Shopify. I bought a theme. I have a little bit of HTML experience because I took communications and stuff in university. So,
Yeah.
all that kind of helped. Whatever I took in university kind of helped me now. Yeah. And I'm using all those, media skills and everything now to, update my website and stuff. I'm not that good at programming, but I'm good enough to get by.
That's the thing. There's enough options now, like with Shopify, WordPress, that like you don't have to know programming, but you can get it going to a reasonable level.
Yeah, you don't really need to know that much. Like I know a little bit, but yeah, they've made it pretty user friendly. Like I use MailChimp for my newsletters, and that's pretty user friendly.
Yep.
Yeah, like pretty much anything that integrates social media or like the masses to anything that can generate a following. I'm going to look into that because the more followers, the more exposure, and the more exposure, the better.
Yeah, definitely. It's cool, with the platforms and stuff. Even if you don't know it, you can just check out a YouTube video and you should be able to figure it out.
So that's what I love about YouTube, because pretty much I've learned everything off YouTube. Like if I have any interest on sales skills, I'll look up the groups that talk about how to generate more. Like I'll look up the successful people on eBay, the successful people on Amazon through YouTube. I'll listen to what they have to say, and I'll make notes on anything important or any tips or tricks they have. Like a lot of my knowledge is all research through YouTube. It's a major thing in what I use nowadays. You have to gain research on it.
Definitely. Are you like a big entrepreneur guy? Like, do you follow all the other entrepreneurs, and do you get right amongst all that stuff?
Some of them, I'm not super active, but I do. Yeah, I do follow some people on eBay that are pretty popular. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Just changing pace a bit. What's the smoke culture like in Canada at the moment? Is it like it's emerging?
Okay,
right?
So yeah, it's emerging right now because marijuana is going to be legalized in Canada next year, pretty much. It's by springtime. So I anticipate that my sales haven't even peaked yet because people don't even really understand what this stuff is right now. But when things actually legalize, people are going to be actually looking for this product because I think people are going to be more exposed to recreational marijuana because I've been to Colorado. I've seen what it's like there now.
Yeah.
And it's totally a different lifestyle. And I feel that, if Canada legalizes marijuana, like, all of that culture is going to come over here. Yeah. I've already started to see it. That's the reason why, a lot of my vaporizers and all my products are becoming successful, because I just see what's popular in the States through Instagram. And then after, I can make pretty good estimates on what's going to be popular here. And then I just import those items here, and then I sell them, and they seem to do well.
Yeah. That's such a good template. Like, you can just look at Colorado or Oregon and just be like, this is hot there. Let's get this here for a year.
Exactly. Like, when you have a lot of followers, it's actually pretty useful, because I can actually, when I had 10,000 followers on Instagram, I could show pictures on, different designs that I was looking into, and I would tell them to vote to see which one was the better design. So it really wasn't up to me. It was up to my customers, right? So my audience. And it's good to be able to get that type of feedback from them so instantly too. And I can make those decisions on the fly. And that type of marketing, it's really useful. I guess the analytics and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like you can just look to the US and you can go to like the Canton Fair and just kind of see a year in the future. That's wicked.
Yeah. So like, that's how it all planned out. I never knew that going to all these places, but now that I look back, I can see how it all like circled in together and all played a role in how this was able to happen for me. So I'm glad to like talk about it and stuff, because I want other people to listen to what I have to say, because I'm not like the brightest person out there. Like, I'm just like a regular person. And for me to be able to do this, like, other people can do this too. So I always encourage people whenever they like ask me questions and stuff. I like to, share my knowledge, because I really think anyone can do it, just as long as you really. There's a lot of focus, but it can be done. Like, if I can do it, I'm positive lots of other people can do this too.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, that's really what this podcast and website's about. Just people who are in like a marketing or sales job. Maybe they're content with it, but it's not what they love. I just want those kind of people to do something that they really love.
So yeah, that's the thing, right? A lot of the times people are scared, like they have their own situations. So it's not me to judge, but one thing I find that a lot of a problem that a lot of entrepreneurs have is that like they won't rest until everything's perfect. And like, but the thing is that like not everything has to be perfect. You just have to go out and do it. Like, once you start and once you like throw yourself into the thing and start doing whatever you want to do, like you'll learn that there are mistakes that you may have done, or like there's ways you can correct yourself, but like the act of just doing it is what you need to do instead of just keep planning. A lot of people I find like to plan and like to think of all the things that can go wrong. But the thing is that you should just like take action and then worry about that stuff afterwards.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I had a good friend who was interested in doing his own little thing. And we spoke a lot about like trademarks and copyright and making sure everything is squared up. I'm like, bro, don't worry about that, because you haven't made any money at all yet.
You know what I mean? And if you start making millions of dollars and some guy sues you because you made millions of dollars, that's a problem that's still a pretty bad problem, but like that's a problem that you would be probably happy to deal with, because you'd probably be already making millions in that time anyways, right? So
yeah,
I don't think like it's an issue, because we're nobody now, right? So that's the big thing. Like, people worry about all that stuff. I don't like, I think about it now, but before I never really thought about it. And I really don't even have any trademarks or patents or anything right now anyways. So I haven't had any issues. Yeah.
But if you find yourself where you're in a position that people want to steal your branding and logos, that's an awesome position to be in, and then you can like protect yourself.
Exactly. Like, if someone is trying to do that, like, they're going to promote you anyways, Like, the thing is that if you do it genuinely, that is the genuine work will always stay. Like, if you're trying to steal work from other people, like your followers and audience will notice that and they'll see that. So, like, it doesn't work that way. Like, like hard work pays off.
Yeah. I find it with like business plans as well. Like, people go nuts trying to write up a business plan, but I think business plans are like, if you want to start a cafe and you need a bank loan, I think that's what a business plan's for, but it's not for this like small e-commerce entrepreneur stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like I didn't have a business plan starting Prisma Labs. If I start like new opportunities, maybe I'll do it now, but when I first started, I never had a business plan or anything either. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a similar boat to me. You're kind of just like throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks.
The thing is that nobody tells you that this can make a lot of money. You just have to do it, and then you'll experience it yourself. That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
no one is going to tell you go to Canton Fair, go, sell vaporizers. Like you have to decide like the product that you like, whatever you're comfortable in selling, and you'll realize that it's gonna take off once you start making money. I
for
don't know. Yeah.
sure. What
Yeah.
what kind of criticism did you face, or feedback when you first started telling people that you wanted to sell vape pens?
Yeah.
How
So
was
pretty
that
much
received?
exactly. So like it's pretty much the typical response, right? Like you tell your parents, you tell your friends, this is what I'm gonna do. You start doing it. Like you don't really make any money in the first like bit. So it's like, they always are skeptical and stuff, but once like the sales started coming in, then they started to be like, wow, we got to take this more seriously. But then after a year, when I had to do my taxes and everything, and when my parents actually saw how much the company made, then that's when like it was more of an eye opener. But I just kept my head down and I had my focus and my goals. So I kind of ignored what people had to say. No one really said anything to bring me down, but that stuff never bothered me anyways. So I just had a plan and I worked towards that plan, and I'm still working towards that plan, but things are going good right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Were you listening to any podcasts or reading many books or anything on the matter at the time?
So one book that I did read that probably I found was interesting was Wickonomics,
Okay.
by, Anthony Williams, I think. Yeah, Anthony Williams. I don't know if you've read that book or not.
No, I haven't.
It's an older book. It pretty much talks about how, mass collaboration changes everything. So that's how I really understood how, gaining all the followers and all that stuff will really pay off in the future, because, this book it gives examples using like, MySpace doesn't exist anymore. It talked about, Wikipedia, Flickr, YouTube, and a bunch of other companies, and how mass collaboration is what made them be able to like grow into like into the sizes they are today. Because like you need to collaborate with people in order to, get problems solved and to get things done. Like if you can't solve something, that's what the internet is for, to like reach out there and work with other people so you can get a bunch of other people to, help work on it. And when you get like, millions and millions of people start working together, like, unbelievable things can happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
certainly.
so that book is, it's a pretty good, look into, social media and stuff.
Yeah, interesting. I will check that one out. That sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think like for you, a huge like advantage is your product seems to be like pretty Instagrammable, like especially
Yeah.
just the weed culture, the weed niche. People love seeing photos of just like products.
I don't know what it
and
is.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but it's really in right now. I think it's because of the pop culture, because all of the celebrities and all of the rappers and everything, they all promote this stuff because they realize, it's not that bad. Actually, like this stuff can be used for medication. It's used to cure certain types of cancers, to cure anorexia, glaucoma, like,
Yeah.
there's lots of different things. Like people are starting to find out this is more of a medicine than it is, a drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you faced much criticism or feedback just regarding like the whole weed, because you sell a weed product? Anything with that?
No, pretty much everyone. Well, I kind of like I'm not as open like through advertising and stuff. Like, I would like my Instagram pages to be more, I guess discreet and more lifestyle photographs.
Yeah.
Like how the other larger companies are doing it right now. It takes some time to like, get all this stuff, to get all this stuff done. I'm a pretty busy person because it's pretty much me and my family like doing this stuff right now. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. Like you have to wear so many hats and you have to worry about literally 20 things.
Yeah, exactly. But it's getting those sales every day and trying to get more sales. It keeps me going because uh just knowing out there that there's all this opportunity. And it's like, I don't think we've scratched like the surface of e-commerce business yet. Like this stuff has only started to get popular now. Like it's not saturated any bit.
Yeah.
Like, the internet is only in its infancy right now. So there's going to be tons of ways to, I guess, opportunities to, I don't know, make money.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah.
listening to a podcast talking about the future of virtual reality, and they were
Yeah.
saying like, because when people talk about e-commerce and virtual reality, they just picture you in a store looking around the
Exactly.
store and being like, oh, that's nice. But then this guy said, he's like, what if you want to sell camping gear? We can like
Yeah.
put you on top of a mountain inside our tent, and you can like sample our tent from virtual
Oh,
reality.
wow. Exactly, right? Like there's so many different things, like experiences you can now see with that. Like even putting it on and virtually walking into a store and virtually looking at like a vape pen or something.
Yeah.
Like it's totally different. Like as long as you have high quality photos, you don't have to physically touch the product if you have a lot of people giving good reviews. That's the thing. Like, I think what people are beginning to understand is that like you save a lot of money and you save a lot of time and you can do it in the comfort of your own home. Why not? Like, I don't have to walk to the mall anymore. And usually it's more overpriced now that I find like things on the internet are a lot cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I'm just not a big retail shopper. I don't just splurge buy things online. I like look them up, check out reviews, watch some videos.
Yeah.
And then you commit to the buy. I don't even understand how people just go to stores and like, oh, well, I wasn't going to buy anything. And then
the thing is like when I was younger, the internet really didn't exist that much. And it's like everyone used to go to malls all the time. I don't know how old you are.
Yeah, I'm 24, but there's not a lot.
Okay, I'm 33.
There's
Yeah.
not many malls here so much.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I find that because of the internet, it did change everyone from shopping at malls and stuff. Like before, I would always go to like the stores to buy stuff. Now I just buy everything online. It's so much easier. Yeah, I've changed. Like the internet has changed the habits and how I purchase. Like it's hilarious.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Did you have a background? Like, did you go to university or did you have a marketing degree or anything before this?
Yeah, no. I went to University of Toronto and it was like a joint program with Sheridan College. I graduated in a Bachelor of Arts. I took communications and I took art and art history.
Okay, cool. Did you think that helped much with what you're doing now?
Yes, it did. So when I finished university and I just got my first job I was working at Tiger Direct. What I learned in university had nothing to do with sales. And then when I worked at CDW and Lenovo, it had nothing to do with any of that. But now that I'm running my own business, I find that everything that I learned in university is I'm using those skills now, such as all of the social media stuff, because I took a lot of audio and video classes in university. I took a lot of media classes on how to make websites, and I took design and photography and stuff. So that's how I was able to do all my photographs and to make it all web ready for pictures and all that. So I find that what I took in school is really, really relevant to what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, we're talking about wearing a lot of hats. There's all these little pieces to the puzzle that you have to kind of fit together to get a good e-commerce store. And like, you need the marketing, you need the photography, you need like good product description. Copywriting.
Exactly.
I struggle with that.
Yeah.
How do you find juggling those things?
I find because my products, I look at my competition, and then I look at how they do it, and I look at the ones like I want to be like, and then I just, I kind of like paraphrase it. I don't copy it exactly, but I incorporate like all of the different competition, and I use all of it as inspiration, and then I try to create something out of those. So, it's not that difficult if you already have the content to like work with, but yeah, so I never really found it that difficult.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot of search engine optimization. It's a lot of using the right keywords. So as long as your content has the right keywords and that's what the people are searching for, as long as you put up relevant content related to that, then you'll get a lot of views and a lot of exposure.
Yeah. Do you do it all yourself, or have you paid anyone for like some outsourcing?
Yeah, so I've used Fiverr.
Yep.
Fiverr doesn't work. Don't use. I don't know. I've used Fiverr with all their like, they do all their like, pay them for you pay them like a package, and then they can get you like, I did get the views, guaranteed. I did get a lot of views, but they didn't really turn into conversions or anything. Like, you need to get like organic, like real, targeted marketing. I think if you use Google AdWords and stuff like that, that will help. That will be very beneficial. I'm starting to get into that stuff now. So I know that's going to help. Yeah.
How do you advertise on Google AdWords?
Pretty much, Google has a merchant store, and they can sell certain products. So I can find out what product I'm allowed to sell and what product I'm not allowed to sell. And then afterwards I'll create a site, and then I'll sell that stuff on that site, and then I'll use Google AdWords to advertise the product through that channel.
Oh, so you kind of like, you just do just what you're allowed to do.
You can filter, like you filter, like, cause Amazon, you can't sell anything related to tobacco, but on eBay, you can sell tobacco related products. There's a tobacco section. Yeah. But you can't sell a drug paraphernalia on eBay. It's really weird. You can sell drug paraphernalia on your own website, but you can't use PayPal as a payment processor. So you have to find an independent processor. There is different processors that will process your payments, like Stripe and stuff like that. But it gets tricky. There are ways around it. Like, people are very creative, and they can find ways to sell it.
It sounds so annoying that you have to like find all these loopholes just to sell like a vape pen or like a rolling tray. Like, this is not heroin we're talking about.
Exactly. I was lucky, so I can accept PayPal and all that stuff. So I don't have those problems. But I guess you have to start like under the radar first, and then you kind of grow, and then once you start growing, PayPal doesn't care anymore or something. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, maybe
I actually don't, on my website, I don't actually sell any tobacco related stuff. All my stuff is just for vaporizing, so it's for marijuana or those legal herbs. So I don't promote tobacco anywhere, anyways, on my sites.
Yeah, I figured that too. Like, it's in PayPal's best interest to get their 3% off your sales, and if you're making better sales, they should get that.
I think like that's what it is. Like, once you do a certain amount of sales, like, you're like a preferred client or something. I'm not too sure, but I haven't had any problems. I did have problems at the beginning, but I removed all the restricted product, and then I don't sell those products anymore. So I haven't had any problems ever since.
Yeah, this is all really interesting because, like I said, I think medical marijuana just got approved for Victoria, one of the states here, but
in Australia, I think. Yep.
Yeah, but like, I really don't know how far off it is, but I have considered jumping into the market, so this is good stuff.
Yeah, no, there is lots of opportunity, especially in Australia. You know, if there's not a way, you can find out a way. That's the thing. If you don't think there's a way to import stuff into Australia, I'm pretty sure there is. You just have to get the proper licensing and stuff.
Yeah.
But you just gotta, like, if you're willing to do the research, then you're willing to reap the rewards when it happens. That's what it is.
Yeah. So what's next for you as far as growth goes? Where do you want to see Prisma Labs go to?
Pretty much, I'm still working. I just want to get more sales. I just want to scale up. Like, I'm going to start paying for marketing now. I'm going to start paying for advertising. I'm going to see, I'm going to research to see, what people have done and, where they put their money, towards marketing to see what, they were successful with. And I'm going to start trying to do that too, because I literally didn't put $1 in any paid marketing yet. So, it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen once I start doing that.
Yeah, that's really interesting because, like, for me, all of my revenue comes from, well, not all of it, but most of it comes from Google AdWords. Like,
oh, really? Yeah.
I was making like a good amount, and I was like, what if I quadruple the amount I put in AdWords? And then I quadrupled my revenue. So,
wow. See, like, exactly, right? You know, like, that's the thing. I love listening to different people's stories and how, you know, they came to be, because people can make money in all different ways, and it's interesting to see.
Yeah, yeah. How do you find Snapchat? Does Snapchat go well for you?
I don't use it that much.
Yeah.
I know why it was popular, but Instagram kind of took what with the stories now.
Yeah.
So like pretty much Snapchat was good because I guess it kind of anything that is useless kind of gets deleted after 24 hours. And that's the problem with Instagram because everyone's just posting everything on their pages all the time. So, having stories now is able to eliminate all the useless garbage. You can actually just see, what is going on through their life condensed throughout 24 hours. But once that 24 hours is up, those pictures are gone. So I feel that Snapchat's, I don't know, that stories technology or whatever they created it's very useful because it helps clean up the internet because Twitter is kind of very messy, I find. And Instagram was very messy too because it's all about just posting nonstop,
Yeah.
tweets all the time. But all the new forms of social media now are kind of more refined and they're trying to figure out ways to like organize things. And I think it's really interesting and I like it. But, yeah, I'm not that good on Snapchat, but, I got to get more into that stuff because I find that that's what the younger generation's into now. And, um, I shouldn't shy away. Like, I think it will open new opportunities to do different types of marketing.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Snapchat, because like when
It's very personal.
it's very personal. People have to watch it, and like because it comes up on the same list as your friends, you're like, oh, I feel like
Yeah.
I know this person.
But I find that that's what a lot of people like nowadays. Like, they want to see what's going on for some reason in their life. Like, it matters. Like,
Yeah,
for some reason it matters. I'm not too, like me, I don't like personally, like I'm not the one to like be like my own vlogger. I'm not gonna videotape myself and 24/7 and like, have all these YouTube videos. But I find that like, society, like it's more like they're more accustomed to that stuff now and they're okay with it.
yeah. That seems to be like the biggest new thing on YouTube is just like all these vloggers. They do a 20-minute. I had breakfast. I got in my car. I drove to the shops, and you're like, okay, but they have millions of views.
Yeah, if they get millions of views, they're going to be making money, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many different ways with the internet and social media to make money now. People can become millionaires overnight just by, doing vlogs. Like I said, like to them, I can't do it, but they love it and they can make, hundreds of vlogs all day long and they're going to make tons of money doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you considered getting your own product manufactured or having it produced?
Yeah, so pretty much on my website, I actually have my own brands of products. Let me see here. On eBay, I pretty much OEM products. So all the products I sell is OEM now. I sell I now work with, I guess, other distribution and I sell popular product that is in the industry, but I do, carry my own product. Like on my website, I have a brand called Aero Vapes, Nimbus, Healthy Green Vapes. Those are all actually my own product. And I get, China to manufacture them, with my branding on it and everything.
Oh, wow. That's wicked. That's cool.
Yeah. So also, finding the factory in China and learning how to OEM stuff was a skill that I learned, and I got good at it once I started doing it more and more, because I started ordering more and more stuff from China all the time. So those two skills are pretty useful, I guess, to be able to manufacture your own product and to brand it, because branding is a huge reason why people buy your product.
Yeah, yeah. What was your upfront cost for that to get the initial order from China?
It's not that much. Like you can, like your initial orders only have to be like a quantity of 500, a quantity of 1,000.
Yeah.
So like it's not that bad. Like it is kind of scary because now you're going to be like, oh shit, I have 1,000 things I got to sell, but you are getting it at like 1/6 the cost.
Yeah.
And if you import anything from China, you should be able to sell it if you work hard enough or if you market it well enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good once you get the ball rolling. You stop looking at the large order sizes and as being scary, and you're like, this is all margin. Like, the cheaper I can get this, the more I buy it, the better margins.
The cheaper, exactly. And I guess it's scary at first, but once the sales start picking up, that is more confirmation, and then you won't feel as scared to buy larger amounts. And then, it's all, you just have to like throw yourself in there and start experiencing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you worked with Alibaba.com at all, or is it?
Yeah.
Been,
Yep.
yeah.
So that's initially where I used. Well, after when I came back from China, they advertise the shit out of Alibaba in China. Like they advertise Alibaba everywhere. So when I came here, I started looking to Alibaba. I did import some stuff using Alibaba. You gotta different factories have different qualities. So you have to pay a lot of attention to the quality assurance.
Yeah.
To a lot of the goods you get from any factory in China. Like anything in China, even though they look the same, it's not the same. They are very creative in how to cut corners, and getting good quality product is a challenge in China. So that's something that you have to pay attention to when dealing with them, because quality matters, and they slip if they start slipping if you start getting lazy.
Yeah, interesting. So I guess
Yeah.
that's why it's handy that you went to the Canton Fair. Like you can hold the product in your hand and check it out.
Exactly. So I physically actually went to one of the factories in China and saw them making all the electronic cigarettes and how the batteries are made and everything. So I actually saw them make. I was where they actually made it. So you can actually organize that with the people there, and they'll be happy to drive you there, take you out to dinner, everything, because they want your business. So they'll treat you like kings when you're there. When you go there, it's pretty good.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm considering it. It sounds really cool.
When you stay in all the hotels are extra fancy because this fair goes on. So there's always like buffets all the time. Like they treat you like royalty there. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's funny because once the Canton Fair is over, all that stuff is gone. Like in all the hotels and all those, but during those 3 months, like it's like a festival there.
Yeah, that's wicked. So there's all kinds of products. There's like everything there.
Yep. They have like, anything from like industrial product to like, fixtures, lighting fixtures, anything you see at like HomeSense, Winners, all of that home decoration, like pretty much all of that comes from China. I found out, what else was popular? Like you can get like laboratory equipment, you can get like medical equipment. There's literally everything there.
Yeah.
It's all, it was like, it blew my mind when I was there. I was like, wow.
Was there anything there that scratched your itch, like, or that you kind of thought might be a great product?
I was also because all the different types of food was there too. So canned food, packaged food, like candies, all that type of stuff, like from all different types of countries and everything. So I don't know how the rules and regulations are with importing, food and stuff to Canada, but I found that was interesting because if you can get stuff that people can't get, there's always the demand for that stuff. Yeah. Whatever there's a demand for, people will pay for it, and they'll pay a markup for it too if it's really popular, because luckily a lot of the rappers and celebrities promote the product that I sell, and I have a strong relationship with Raw because I'm able to get a lot of these products, and these celebrities like shout this stuff out on Instagram like all day long. So that's how I get a lot of my exposure, because people go to my site because I carry the products that they want.
Yeah, especially the weed culture stuff. It's an awesome niche because, I mean, it's not like you sell rolling trays, but weed dudes love rolling trays. Like, they have to have the coolest one. It's the best thing.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, you won't know until you actually sell this stuff. Like, this is funny. So they actually have glass filter tips. It's just worked colored pieces of glass, but this music group Cypress Hill, one of the rappers, Be Real, he collaborates with the company Roar, who they manufacture these expensive bongs, and they make glass filter tips, and they've marketed it in such a way where people are paying like, $50 for these tiny glass filter tips, and it probably costs them like dollars to make. And I'm like, that is crazy how people are, so into this culture that, they'll represent like certain brands just because of who they are. But it's interesting.
Yeah, I know on his latest album, he shouts out funky field tips like in a number of songs.
So I sell funky field tips, and this stuff is not cheap. Like, this stuff sells for like $30.
Yeah.
Like, it's expensive, but
That's
he's been
insane.
able to build the hype to make it to make people want it. So it's really weird. I'm kind of like, sometimes I hesitate to buy this stuff because I'm like, are people really going to buy this? Like, I don't even know. Like, I got to sell this stuff for like $50. But like, yeah, like I took a risk and people actually buy it. So it's all branding and stuff. Yeah.
That's what it's about. Like, I think it's different when you have a box of 200 products sitting there and you're like, why would people want this? But they do.
Yeah, it's weird. I see it, like, I do my research on Instagram. Like, you can see like thousands of people start, like, if you type in funky field tips, you can see all these people posting pictures. So I'm like, there's definitely demand. I just need to somehow focus my demand where they are. And I find now that using AdWords and stuff, you can like target it kind of in that direction. And that's going to help, I think.
Yeah, for sure. What tips or any advice would you have for someone thinking about starting like their own little e-commerce internet business?
So, you should give it a try. No idea is really a stupid idea. You never know, because the internet, there's billions of people out there looking at your website when you're sleeping, when you're at work, when you're doing stuff. So you don't know, if your thing will take off or not. Like, it may take off if you market it well. There are ways to like see what people are searching for using, like, I think Google has like some sort of like a keyword planner, and you can kind of research to see what people in this world are actually looking for. So that's useful to, if you have any ideas, or if you're interested in selling something, use Google's keyword planner and type in keywords and see if people are actually looking for that stuff. Because if there's a demand, there could be opportunity for you right there.
Yeah, I think there's Google Trends, which like it graphs over the last 10 years and it shows what people have been searching, which is awesome.
Oh, really? Yeah. Like, I haven't even, like, I didn't even know about that. So yeah, that's Google Trends. Like,
yeah, Trends.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to look into that.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, it's funny. I look up beard oil, which is a product that I sell. And it just started to peak just as I jumped in, and then it like really started taking off after that.
It's funny because I see a lot of ads for like, beard oils and like, custom like razors and stuff where they do like a monthly subscription, but, having to do with like, I saw a bunch of ads on for beard oil in Canada.
Yeah,
so I think there is a demand.
In a way, it's similar to yours, and it's this quite specific small niche, but people love to have it. They love to talk about it, take photos of it, and it's really helpful.
Yeah. So how do you find, I guess, how do you enjoy doing what you do right now? So you do this full time?
Yeah. I sell beard oil full time. I mean, it's a few days a week. It's not very laborious for myself. It's kind of why I started this podcast, because I'm just working from my bedroom, and I'm like, it's not going to hurt to talk to some more people.
How do you enjoy it? How do you enjoy it?
It's good. Do you mean the podcast or the beard oil?
Both, I guess.
Yeah, they're good. They work well together. Like, it's really easy going. It's a good way to live, man. And that's my thing. Like, I don't want people to have to go to a job that they hate and just do it, and they're like, this is the only way that it can be. Like, it's not the only way it has to be.
Somebody telling you to do, telling you what to do, and whatever you do, it's not good enough. It's like, what have you done for me now? Even though, like, you feel like you've done a good amount of work, it's like, your manager is always like, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, especially for you, if you're working in sales, it's like, I'm generating so much for you. Why am I not?
Yeah, commission based. Yeah. Exactly, right? So, I was like, okay, well, I figured out how the sales process works. Maybe I can start selling my own product now. So
yeah,
and I took a chance, and it paid off. So
that's cool, man. Yeah. Well, all the best for the future of Prisma Labs and anything else that you choose to do. It sounds like you know your way around all this marketing and checking out the fairs and all that stuff. So that's awesome.
Thank you. Yep.
Any shout outs, any plugs for yourself? Share your website and what you're doing.
Yeah, you can check out my website. It's www.prismalabs.com. I'm on Instagram, prisma.labs. I'm on social media. If you just type up my name in Google, you'll see me.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Justin. Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Take care.
Alright guys, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to our channel on iTunes or YouTube. like our Facebook page, and feel free to leave a comment or a review. It helps a lot. Really appreciate it. We're doing a few podcasts a week, so if you'd like to stay up to date, you can join our mail list at worktolive.com.au. We can send you a quick link once a week to keep you up to date. Thanks for listening. Cheers.